What up and welcome to the Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of Netflix new documentary series, Muscles and Mayhem, an unauthorized story of American gladiators. For those of us who grew up in the late 80s and early 90s, American Gladiators is like a blast from the past. Those memories just come rushing in because we remember how big this show was at the time. And that's definitely what caught my interest and made me want to see this docu. Because, honest to God, prior to this, I had no idea how the show was put together. I'm not familiar with the behind the scenes and whether or not there was any scandal associated with it. But this docu-series answers all. I mean, all of those questions. Muscles and Mayhem brings all of their receipts. You see, last month, ESPN's 30 for 30 sports docu miniseries aired their version of American Gladiators documentary. By the way, I didn't really watch that one, so I can't really comment on it. But this one, Muscles and Mayhem, is brutally honest. Everybody's sharing their side of the story. You get the uncomfortable truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth from the gladiators themselves. This is the rise and fall story that, yes, mostly caters to Gen Xers and millennials who were around during the height of the show's popularity. But I think today's generation will also find it fascinating in terms of, wow, so that's how they did entertainment business back then, huh? Yeah, and not far different from how it's done today, isn't it? Directed by Tony Vainuku and Jared Hess, Muscles and Mayhem, an unauthorized story of American gladiators, chronicles the meteoric rise, dramatic fall, and gripping behind the scenes stories of one of the biggest spectacles on television during the height of the 1990s. Told firsthand from the stars who lived through it, this five-part series reveals untold stories of the iconic American gladiators' triumph, turmoil, and ultimate prize of fame. As I mentioned in the synopsis, one of the directors of this docu is Jared Hess. He is the filmmaker who gave us some of my favorite comedy movies over the years, including Nacho Libre, Gentleman Broncos, and yes, the all-time classic masterpiece, Napoleon Dynamite. So I'd like to believe that the deeply amusing animation sequences that you see on this docu were his idea. And guess what? They are really effective at illustrating some of the outrageous moments in a way that can be easily digested by audiences. In the early days of American Gladiators, they were winging it as they go. It was a long journey of tweaking and brainstorming and fine tuning the show into the glamorous sports attraction that we all came to know. The aspect that fascinates me the most are the mechanics of some of these creative games. The docu goes into details about the evolution of the jousting, for example. I mean, it really takes somebody who can think outside the box to innovate and elevate what is initially considered a simplistic event. That whole process is crazy and very eye opening. Now, it's good that the docu only focuses on a few of the gladiator talking heads, mostly the OGs and the ones that stay the longest. I'm pleasantly surprised to find that Nitro is extremely eloquent, and my god, Lori aka Ice has the most beautiful smile I've ever seen in show business. And Zap, aka Ray Hollett, proves that muscle bound and sexy can go hand in hand. The archival footage of their camaraderie and their solidarity, no matter how raunchy it might get, is incredibly wild, but also deeply moving. It's clear that the way that the higher ups like John Ferraro and Samuel Goldwyn view these gladiators is not the same as the way that these gladiators view each other. Even throughout the whole segment about steroids, you can still empathize with them because at the end of the day, they just want to put on a good show and provide for their families. Which leads me to what I appreciate the most about this documentary, in that the whole thing is presented from the point of view of the workers, aka the gladiators, and their producers who understood that it's the gladiators that made this show successful. So when you see them getting screwed over by Samuel Goldwyn Jr.'s company, who refuses to share a bigger slice of the pie with them, and then you see today's writer strike and corporations exploiting workers, you're like, huh, things haven't changed much, have they? I mean, no matter what the era is, the problem comes down to greed and capitalism 101, a tale as old as America. And it is an unfortunate and inevitable reality. So, yeah, overall, I give Muscles and Mayhem, an unauthorized story of American gladiators, the rating of 4 out of 5. Ultimately, it's the sense of David versus Goliath underdog spirit that will make this documentary resonate with you, even if you'll never have massive biceps or 15 minutes of fame. So that's it. That's my review of Muscles and Mayhem. Smash that like button. Share this video with everyone you know. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Let's rock this.